Hey world, I guess I made it on time anyway. Just got off my another call, working on something with somebody, and I was on a call before that, and Sid's asleep, and the older two are in bed, so that's huge. So let's talk about today, right? Today was a very interesting day. Last night I was on, me and Steven Desada had a one-on-one coaching session. During that one-on-one coaching session, he took my words and created an enormous amount of magical clarity for me. He also showed me how to position myself better and express myself clearer, as well as a little bit more concise. So I'm working on those things, and I'm working on probably rebranding this channel a little bit because as much as I love Mike Gets Real, I think it needs to be deeper than that. Um, Today was a started out as a foggy day, right? Like I was up late last night, not overly happy about it, a little bit too late, um, with good reason, but I was still up later than I'd like to be. I decided to shut my alarms off and sleep later than I normally do, knowing that I had to be out of the house at a certain time to go take care of something for my kids today. And it threw me off a little, right? And I was already in a fog, so like I was just completely off this morning. As clear as I was communicating, I was just off. Um, Not in a bad way, but just like overwhelmed almost, because I was got so used to my routine at certain times and having a certain amount of time, and having my mornings to myself that starting late really just I didn't like it. So I'm going back to starting early again tomorrow. Uh, love my routine, but I like it better when it's earlier. So I did a post this morning on LinkedIn, and I don't think I ever delete posts on LinkedIn, but I deleted it right away. Um, Now, I didn't feel true. I didn't feel authentic. I didn't feel like I was being myself, but I was concise, and it just didn't feel natural, right? So I deleted it because it wasn't me, right? And I realized that people like short time periods, and that shorter videos do better. And I also realized when I deleted it that I don't care if it does better. It's not what I'm in it for, right? If I can impact one person a day and it multiplies, like I talked about last night, it doesn't really matter. So when I deleted it, I was able to get real and really get vulnerable in my next video. I mean, I was pretty much choking up the whole time talking about it, right? Because throughout my past, up until recent times, like the last 3, 4, 5 months, I would use my vulnerability because it was the only thing that I really felt strongly with and had mostly confidence in, or the most confidence in, I should say. Um, so I would use it to work my way into situations, not really use people, but at least find comfort, right? Or build something, or have something. And it was for the wrong reasons. Just like the post was this morning, which is the whole reason I took it down. Um, it was just for the wrong reasons. Now, throughout this process, many strange things came of this today. I immediately had somebody that I've never really had a real conversation with comment on my post. I reached out to them, and immediately she said, "This isn't a dating site." And I said, "I really have no intentions on dating anyone, first of all, um, because I need to find myself first. And second of all, that wasn't even where I was going with it. Please look above." And it was somebody that, we were chatting about a year ago about a project that I still am working on and redeveloping and recreating. And at that point, we had a more open conversation, and it was great, right? Like it felt right, and it felt better. Um, but it was almost humorous. At the same time, I had somebody connect with me on LinkedIn, and first sentence out of their mouth is, "Can you send me $1,000?" Um, so I immediately deleted and blocked the person. But it was just it was just a strange occurring day, right? And then as the day went on, you know, I met my soon to be ex so that she could see the kids. And even though I'm changing, she's not, right? She's just as miserable as ever. She's not happy. She's just is. And when that happens, people treat you the same that they wanted you to be when you before, right? They put you in that box that you were in before, and they try to push you there, either through kissing ass or hatred or manipulation or taking advantage of. Um, and this whole series of events, I mean, I'm climbing the jungle gym with my kids. I'm going down slides with Sid, and I'm just enjoying it, right? I was living in the moment. I was so present. I was so happy. And she's just digging and digging and digging. And I'm just sitting there and I'm like, what do you want from this? Like, what is your goal? And she's like, well, I want this to be over. I want this to happen. I want that to happen. I'm like, this isn't going to be over anytime soon. This is the timeline. So get used to it. And, you know, there's obviously other ways to resolve it, but if that's possible, then it is. If it isn't, then it isn't. And then, more quasi manipulation came in and whatever else. But the funny part was, oh, Kenny, I. Yes, I did block that person immediately, and no, I'm not kidding. Um, the 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 funny part is, even though she was trying her damnedest to just do what she used to do to me, and I used to allow it. I didn't. I actually was aware enough to see it at the moment. I was aware enough to be present in that moment. I was aware enough to feel it at that moment and just be. Um, it was it was a magical experience, right? It was pure happiness for me. And, then she's antagonizing the kids. She's doing this. She's doing that. She's rallying them up. She's, doing her thing. And I'm just sitting there and I'm like, what are you trying to do? Like, spend time with them. Um, and whatever. And it was a complaint and a complaint and a complaint. I'm tired. I'm this, I'm this, and this. Well, okay, whatever. It's the first time you saw the kids in 6 weeks. I don't care how tired you are. You find a way to do it. You overcome whatever it is to see the kids. But maybe not, right? That's what I would do. But what do I know? You know, it's it's so funny to me the way that people interact and the way that just because they don't acknowledge the change and just because they don't feel the change doesn't mean you're not changing. It also doesn't, you don't need the validation either. You don't need somebody telling you how much you're changing to feel like you're changing. You just need to change. Your actions need to be different, right? Your words, you know, mean nothing unless there's action behind it. And I would always used to say that. And I would always put actions behind it, but I would never I would never go all in, right? Like I would go in, but never like fully because I just wasn't confident and I was insecure and I had fears and I was worried and consumed and just like any excuse possible. Looking at it now, I wasn't being true to myself at all. And it was no reflection upon anyone else. It was all about me, right? It was all inside. Now it affected other people. And for that, I could never probably make it up to a lot of them. Um, but it, this process is so just amazing. It's really magical. And today is an amazing, amazing day. Today is a day that I will remember for a long time because I got to have fun with my kids. We went to the park, we played, we experienced, we lived, we just had fun. it was just a great day. Now, granted, it was hot out. It's not supposed to cool down here, I think, till Wednesday, but and then I hope it stays that way for a while. I think it's fall. I don't know. From Florida, we never had fall, and if we did, it was in November/December, so it was really winter for everyone else. Um, but I'm very happy today. Today's a day of enormous growth, right? And I'm now feeling the clarity from my conversation with Stephen last night, and it's all falling in line in my mind. My confidence is getting better. Everything's filling itself, right? I am now filling my own cup. I'm not looking to fill it with anyone else. I'm not um, looking for outside validation for anything I do. Um, it's a pretty amazing thing. It really is unbelievable, and it really is magical, and it's just a happy place. It's just a place where I'm comfortable and I'm excited, and I'm also exhausted, so I'm probably going to try and go to bed early tonight. But today was just a great day. It just was an amazing day. Yesterday was a tough day, but a good day, a great day, good day. But the days are getting better. The process is getting easier because it's becoming more routine. Um, it's there's tough moments every day. There's always going to be tough moments, tough events, tough situations. But I believe that as I'm building myself up, I'm able to handle those moments much better. I'm able to bounce back during those moments much better. I'm able to be present in those moments much better. Um, you know, it's there's something to being true to yourself and feeling it and letting it flow and allowing it to be. I was very uncomfortable going to meet her, and I didn't really, in a lot of ways, I never want to, right? But that's fine. Um, but it's okay because it wasn't about me. It wasn't about her. It was about the kids. Now, I'm not saying they enjoyed it either because they really didn't. But it was, and I'll deal with the after effects for the next 3 to 4 days. But it just was a great day. I'm so happy today. I just don't know what else to say. Like, I got business done. I talked to friends. I communicated with people I haven't spoken to in a while. I really just lived in today, and I've helped people and I've reached out to people and I've just shown my unconditional love for people, um, which is one of my gifts, right? My ability to show unconditional love is rare, and most people don't know how to handle it or take it, and they don't know what to do with it for sure. Um, it's it's just it's beautiful. Um, this is a journey that I'm continuing. I'm continuing to push forward. I'm continuing to take the next steps. I'm continuing to be involved. I'm continuing to make commitments to myself, and I'm doing that. I really am, um, and I'm learning to thrive in where I'm at. And if I can thrive in these circumstances, then I'll be fine anywhere. As I said earlier today, it's not about a social life. It's not about wanting to go places or be with friends or family because, look, yeah, I miss that. I do. I'm not going to say I don't. But if I had that right now, I wouldn't be able to do what I'm doing, right? I wouldn't be my truest self. I wouldn't be able to do this work I'm doing because I'd have more distractions. I'm very fortunate that I have a great circle of people around me, and Kenny, yes, you're included, that I care dearly about and that are supporting me and that are there for me the best way that they can, right? And they don't all show it in the best way possible, but they show it the best way they know how, the best way that they understand, the best way that they can comprehend it. There's people in this world that can't get out of their own way until something pushes them to that. And I was one of them. And meeting this one person did that for me. And I will never forget that or that person. Um, the impact will be forever lasting, right? From this life until the next. But sometimes it's not meant to be. And you just need to keep going. You just need to be your best you. You need to just be true to yourself and just continue to push forward. Sometimes in life, you don't always get what you want, but you get exactly what you need. And I never understood that until probably the last couple of weeks. Um, because it's not what I wanted. It's not anything like what I wanted, but I'm getting what I need. And I'm being there for others to be what they need to the best of my ability during these circumstances and situations that are currently going on. Life isn't about perfection. Life is about being perfectly imperfect you, or being imperfectly perfect you, or accepting the fact that you are imperfect and allowing it, because we can never be perfect. We all have flaws. We all have vices. We all have things that we default to. We all have things that control us. We all have things that we don't we don't necessarily like about ourselves. But the reality is, if we can accept them, work on them, hopefully they get better over time, or we get better awareness of them. At the same time, we're able to grow and evolve through it. Um, it's it's so here's the other topic I wanted to discuss: being authentic, being vulnerable. It also means I'm willing not to hold back. It also means that I'm willing to put my deepest, darkest secrets out there. I'm willing to discuss things that most people would never be comfortable with. And I am. And there will be more, probably, after court dates. But because right now it's going out to the world, right? But the reality is, it's hard to be true to yourself when you're holding back. It's hard to be true to yourself when you're holding fears about being true to yourself. And it's hard to be true to yourself when you're not being you. It's this internal battle, this internal struggle. I've talked about the child abuse. I've talked about, being sober. I've talked about overcoming a lot of things. And there's still many things I'm not proud of. There's still many things that I'm still working my way through. And there's still things that affect others. But I'm working on it, right? Because I don't want to do them anymore. I don't want to be that person. I don't want to not live with intent. I don't want to live without purpose. And the only way I can be true to me is to do those things and to be who I say I am, and to share how I'm being while also showing the actions. You know, when during any situation, any type of relationship, business, personal, friendship, relationship, whatever it is, when trust is broken, it's broken for a reason. And to regain trust takes action. To regain trust is much harder than when you got it in the first place. But you have to understand that. You have to be willing to go through whatever it takes to get there again. And it doesn't mean it's going to be perfect. It doesn't mean you're going to be happy with it. It doesn't mean that you won't make mistakes in the process. But while doing the work and while showing it and while correcting it on the spot, it gets better. It gets easier. But you have to be real with yourself. I'm going to cut it short tonight because I'm exhausted. And plus, Thomas is making a lot of noise, and I know the neighbor wakes up at 4 to go to work, so I got to definitely make sure Thomas is quieter. But I love you all. Kenny, thank you so much, buddy. I appreciate you for always being there. And thank you. Thank you very much, and I hope everybody has an amazing night and a great day tomorrow. Talk to you tomorrow.